Boom, boom, boom. Reminisce, reminisce, reminisce. Carrying the tradition of St. Kofa, because sometimes we got to go back and collect what is useful, what is meaningful, and find ways that we can connect with each other, man, in the spirit of Ubuntu. I am because we are within the modern Babylon system.
Amen, Ra. That's the truth.
And the intercomplexities. Yeah, man. But it's all good though, man. Another week, man. Definitely have to give thanks for the opportunities, for the breath of life, and amazing weather. My melanin is activated. I've been out in the sun. I've been enjoying it. Yes. Yes, you know what time it is, man. We got to soak it all in. Soak it all in. Well, I guess let's get right into it, man. I'll check in. How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I'm healing, working out.
Okay.
I bike ride in today. Went to see a friend. Had a little ritual ceremony together. It was cool. I'm taking care of my mind, body, and soul. The heat is serious, but I'm a creature of the. I'm a child of the sun. I don't want to complain, so I'm staying cool and enjoying the heat wave. How are you doing?
Likewise, man. Likewise. I just been out any chance that I can get, just like walking around, running errands, just absorbing the sun and taking moments to just be still. Like I started realizing how much my life is like on the go, like moving back and forth from place to place, but to actually just like sit still, and that's something I did this morning. Just sat by the water, and intentionally just like sat there for like 15 minutes, and just embrace like the sun on my face and just being in that moment and not worrying about having to accomplish a task, or I gotta be on the move. I'm just in this moment, and that's doing.
Yeah.
So it was one of those like amazing reminders today, and I just want to have more days like that while we still have this warm weather, because as we get 4 distinctive seasons, so when summertime comes, we got to enjoy it. So get outside, man. It's for the vitality, for the energy, just motivation. Yeah.
This is Toronto at its best, so take advantage, enjoy it, experience it. Touch grass, touch sand,
grass.
touch water, just like touch sunlight. So
have to, man. We have to,
man. So yeah, it's been a pretty eventful week. There's been things happening in the culture, things happening in the city.
Yep.
It's been good.
Yeah, I mean, there's also been like a lot of like street festivals. I can't really keep up with all of them though, but there's a few streets that have been locked off, and lots of food, culture, and music. So that's always like a beautiful thing to see, man. So I definitely want to make some time to just be present for all of those vibes.
So I went to see my friend DJ on Friday night. Shout out to DJ Nikki T. She was doing her first DJ gig, and she just had it at some random location uptown. So I'm on my way to go see her. And then I am going down Eglinton. And then as soon as Eglinton gets to Dufferin, I got to go north of Dufferin. Right at Eglinton and Dufferin, going all the way down Eglinton West.
Okay.
Was this massive festival. I had no idea what the name was. I had no idea what the name was, but I was just going to check my friend. And at the bus stop junction, I look and I'm like, yo, there's a big stage and there's thousands of people. I was like, wow. Yeah, I don't even know what the name of this festival is. I don't even have time to go watch it because I got to go check my friend. But I was like, this is pure Toronto. Just like
that's it.
It's a festival. It's not even one of the major ones, but it's major still. And it looked good. It looked fun. So there was like a lot. It was more of a rock thing. But yeah, it was just it's the season. You're so right. You just yeah. Been going around seeing some stuff. It's been good.
That's what's up, man. I know that the Roots concert was also this past weekend, and you were saying that like the reviews that have been standard. I mean, like I've never seen the Roots like terrible like ever. It's always like a great vibe. So I know that they always will uphold to a certain standard, and they've been performing in Toronto for forever. So I'm sure like it's more just like a homecoming kind of vibe in a way. It's like, hey, you're back.
I think first time I saw them was in 1995.
Exactly.
So yeah, right before that. I think the first time I ever saw the Roots was, if I remember correctly, it was Socrates, Rascass, and the Roots all on a show at the Opera House. And it was, while Rascass doesn't come here much, but he opened for the Roots once. And yeah, this was when the Roots were still doing Hip Hop 101. Rozelle was still in the band, like way back in the day. So
that's dope, man. That's dope. I feel like the first time I saw them perform was at the Cool House. I can't remember the exact year, but I feel like it might have been, I don't know, maybe like 2004, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the other time I saw them perform in Toronto was at City Hall, actually. I can't remember what festival it was, but it was like a free festival kind of vibe, and Black Thought doing his thing, man, representing.
Yeah, he killed it at Manifesto when Black Thought came through with a mixtape.
That one too, right. Yeah, man, big vibes. See, also, well, this weekend was the celebration of Big Apple. Jose Messiah. You know what I mean? Like legendary, icon in terms of Toronto hip hop culture and fashion, and just the bridge between Toronto and various American states. Just really showing the synergies between it all, and just being an innovator in terms of cross branding and promotion, and just being that force, like ahead of his time. You know what I'm saying? And it was just kind of cool to see everybody's like kind of intersections of how they connect with Apple. And one of the common things that I saw with everybody was that it was like built on the African term Ubuntu. I am because we are. There was like a lot of that type of energy that connected everybody, because it was like, oh, like you met so and so because you're helping so and so, and then that so and so introduced you to so and so, and then it just this like interconnected web that was also like built on reputation and trust. So if Apple like called someone who's like, yo, this is my man's, he's good, then he's good. You know what I'm saying? So that was like a common connector that I saw, which was pretty fascinating. Like for me, it's always amazing when I see patterns of these like African philosophies that we feel like we've lost, but we still maintain in so many different ways, like like pouring out liquor, the libation. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, how like that stuff fascinates me. So anyway, so that was like a main thing as well. We got to get some words from Apple's mom. So they're Guyanese, from Guyana, so that brings that Caribbean, South American kind of energy vibes. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, telling the stories about how like Apple always had that hustler mentality, like like since he was young. At 15, man, he wanted to like drive to the States, take his mom's car and drive and hustle and whatnot. So so she found a way to kind of like to support him in all of his endeavors, and they've had like a tight and close relationship, which was beautiful to hear. You know what I mean? And then people like Mad Links, who was a DJ with like with BET and Rap City. He was telling his stories about like him connected with Apple, and just being in awe with his like larger than life type of energy. And again, like supporting him, like bringing him to the BET Awards, and then getting connections, and then networking and building partnerships from there was just the vibe. So anyways, it was just kind of cool to see that type of energy in different spaces, and for me, like that's really what it's all about, like being useful, like adding on, like to me, like that's like the knowledge part. You got to add on to the cipher, like when you add it on, so it's dope.
That's really it. And Apple was always adding on different things, and if he couldn't add on one thing, he was adding on another. Um, he stayed remixing and reinventing himself, and it was really dope. Yeah, I'm glad the culture got to just salute him, and I wish I could be there. I was already
Yeah.
committed to another event, but like shout out to Apple's mom, and like I'll always be happy for the times I got to write with him.
Yeah.
And you're actually, I will just build on your Ubuntu observation, because that is so real. Without Apple, I would have not had some of the deepest connections that I've ever had in hip hop culture to people in the legacy of Tupac Shakur and NWA, because
Break it down. Break that down. You can't drop that kind of bombshell and man and not like speak on it, man. Like you gotta.
it's so real, man. Because writing for Apple trusted me to. He's like, "Yo, you're the right dude to do this interview with the last videographer that ever worked with Tupac." It was a guy named Gobi, and he shot Tupac's last 6 or 7 videos, and he shot a lot of the footage of Tupac, the end of Tupac's life, like the last
Wow.
6 videos. So I got to talk to him and talk a lot of really insightful stuff about Tupac. Somebody got to live with him and be with him and create with him, and he was very open. And also because of Apple, I got to talk to Jerry Heller, and that interview is Jerry Heller is not even with us anymore, and
Wow.
Jerry Heller, like, man, talking to Jerry Heller is like the next best thing to talking to Suge Knight.
Jeez.
And
Right.
Jerry Heller actually brought up Suge Knight and like said some super duper real stuff, and that I probably can't even say publicly, but he was on some gangster shit for real. Like, no, he was living it to the fullest, and yeah, talking to Jerry Heller was eye opening. So
Hey.
it was because of Apple's faith in my understanding of hip hop that he gave me those opportunities, and I got to just achieve some things in my journalistic career that can never ever be just appreciated to the end of time. Never be thanked enough.
That's it, man. So we just gotta continue that type of energy. Build our community with the right frequency. Ubuntu, man. That's how we gotta do it. But I know that's beautiful. Definitely loving those types of connections and
That's
those
so real, yo.
relations. Yeah.
Couldn't have done it without Apple, man. My journalism was because his links were. So his network was my network, and my network is hip hop's network, and that's how we do. So
That's one thing that really stood out is like Apple was definitely big on like the cross branding. You know what I mean? Like cross promoting and finding ways to bridge that gap and to really just kind of like create this larger movement. True indeed, man. True indeed.
Yeah, man. So something else that's happened recently.
What's popping in the news, man?
Jay-Z did his first show in quite some time, and him and Beyonce performed in Paris, and it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. Jay-Z did 2 verses. So he did Crazy in Love with Beyonce, and it was really good.
Okay.
And then he did Ninjas in Paris. He did that song.
Interesting.
And people are noticing that that second last line of the song, we're like, what would he say? And he actually just switched it up, and he's like, just might let you meet Bay is what he says instead of Yay, right. Because it's like obviously he's not on good terms with Kanye right now. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, yo, is Jay-Z gonna say Kanye's name? Nope, he's not. Nope. So it's like, yeah, might let you meet Bay, Chi-Town,
okay.
Heroes, moving the nets to BK. So and he was really good to see him because he's been executive for a long time. So he was like wearing Timbs and like just swagging out hard, dreads on. Dreads out, flying like crazy, and he was just rocking the arena with Beyonce, and it was good to see Jay-Z in performance mode. It's been a while, and
it has been a while, man. It has been a while,
and I haven't seen him rock with these dreads that much because it's such a new thing. But so it was great to see. And another thing is the last thing I'll say is there was like rumors that he might be the next headlining Super Bowl performer. for 2026. There, some people are suggesting that it might be Jason.
Interesting.
So,
okay.
we shall see. We shall see.
We shall see. We shall see.
In other hip hop news, did you have you listened to any of the Clips stuff? Did you hear about the new Clips news?
Yeah, I did hear there's like 2 singles that's out now.
Yep.
And I heard them, and like it has that standard, Clips, sound, and I think that's what people like, like they have their like specific lane, and it's like, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yep.
So I feel like they're going to come with some heat on that, some Clips energy. I'm curious to see Malice's approach, knowing like his transition into like Christianity and leaving the street life and then coming back. I'm curious to know, like, how is he teeter-tottering? Like, is he just he's just back, or is it with like a different kind of lens with the conscience? Anyways, I'm just curious to see how that is going to be delivered. But yeah, that's as far as I know. I know what the album's coming out in July
11th. Yeah, looks
July
like
11th.
July 11th.
Okay.
And word on the street, it just came out today. Actually, just came out today. It was just dropped on LeBron James's IG that it looks like that special guest that they were waiting for so long wasn't. I mean, it might have been just clearing up the Kendrick verse situation, because there's a complicated Def Jam thing with Kendrick's verse.
Okay.
Which is why I think Kendrick, they didn't want Kendrick to drop the verse. They thought it was controversial, tied up with Drake. Def Jam thought it was whatever. So the Clips paid like $1 million and got off of Def Jam, and now it's coming out under Rock Nation.
Wow.
So that's a whole big complicated thing. But I don't know who he was referring to, but when Pusha was saying like we're just waiting on a verse, it might have been the Nas verse. So it's been revealed on LeBron James's IG that Nas is on the album too. So I didn't even listen to it, but like if you go to LeBron James's IG, apparently there's a you can hear some of the Nas verse with the Clips.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah. I saw a link, and also Still God Cooks is on it. So yeah, it's Still God Cooks, Nas, and Kendrick Lamar so far. And yeah. So
okay.
Yep.
That's what's up.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that, man. So we'll see. Mans are delivering.
Yeah. No, bringing back that feeling. It's hip hop. I got that Travis Scott diss. I'm here for it. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like Malice has found a space where he can. He's not really talking drug talk. He's just talking like life and street talk, and not being too gangster with it, but still finding things to say. So
yeah, and something like either way, like whatever position he holds, like it's still valid. You know what I mean? Because that's also part of his journey wherever it goes. I'm just curious to see where he is, because I really respected his like the transition and what he was trying to accomplish, like for himself, for his community and whatnot. So but the Clips is a brand, you know what I'm saying, and people want that I'm your pusher.
that's fair. You make a good point.
So it's like what you gonna do, like especially when you get to a certain age, and it's like, like we need to keep these funds coming in, and so interesting. But anyways, man, enough love to the Clips, Virginia's finest, man, and Virginia has like a lot of like Black history as well, man. It's deep over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Virginia. But a few concerts that's coming up, as we mentioned before. Offset is actually coming to Toronto, performing at Rebel July 5th. So I think that would be pretty interesting. I'm gonna see what I can do about that. Some Offset. Of course, Wu-Tang is coming out July 14
so big.
With Khalifa.
Yeah.
Budweiser stage July 18.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we got Tyler the Creator, July 24th, 25th, Scotiabank Arena.
Oh, Tyler's coming back.
Tyler is coming back, man. July 24th, man. Yes.
Okay.
And looks like there's a hot in here to nostalgic throwback hip hop R&B festival that's kicking up Downsview Park June. Oh, this already passed, June 21st. Oh
yeah, that old
well
one.
Then. Got you.
Yeah, that Nelly one. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what else I just saw announced? And it's not even like a full North American tour. I think they're only doing maybe 10 or 12 dates. But I definitely saw a date in Toronto
for
Erykah Badu and Alchemist.
Oh.
I saw it looked like it was like August 11th, if I remember correctly. So Erykah Badu and Alchemist, they definitely put a Toronto date because they know Alchemist knows he's got fans here, and Erykah knows she's got fans here. So they're smart to do that. From time. So that coming. They actually, I actually quickly want to talk about it. I'm not going to hate on it too much, and not to be rude, but with all due respect, I'm a big fan of Alchemist, but you know, I've enjoyed some Erykah Badu stuff, but I'm still a little pissed off at her R. Kelly and Hitler support. But that being said, so they finally dropped their song, and some people were feeling a ways about it for two reasons that are very valid. One, more importantly, there was a bunch of AI animation that's all over the video and the album design, and people are not fucking with AI. We're like, yo, this is kind of whack. There's a bunch of graphic designers you could have used, artists all over the place. So the AI stuff wasn't that cool. And then also it's based on like an old Mobb Deep sample that it's kind of It's kind of like we've been with they announced it like 2-3 years ago, and everyone's waiting so long for this song, and the first song drops, and it's like it's not the most inspiring song. It's like, yo, man, you jacked an old Mobb Deep song, and like,
oh man, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah, it's like it's not whack, but it's also not astounding. So hopefully there's more dope songs on the album, and it's just like, come on, y'all, we want better from our icons. So anyways, glad they're working together. I'm not hating. I love them so much. I have high standards. That's real.
For sure. Well, what's like another producer combination would you want to see that that maybe that hasn't come about, like and anyone that you feel would be pretty interesting?
Interestingly, I would want to hear Alchemist and Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Because Lil Wayne dropped the album, it was pretty good, and like I said, I gave it like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Yeah. It wasn't trash, but it wasn't classic. It was like a B plus, a B out album. And Alchemist actually came out and said like the beats were okay, but they weren't great. And that was the weakest part of the new Lil Wayne album, Carter 6. And Alchemist actually said like 2 weeks after the album dropped, he's like, yeah, I missed the opportunity to kind of submit beats for the album. And I was like, yo, man, you would have been wanted on that album.
That would have been it.
Alchemist would have been fire with Lil Wayne. I will still want to hear that. So I still want to hear more Nas and Alchemist. Lots of dudes. What about you? Is there some combination out there that you still your ears want to hear?
Something. Yeah, like I think. Well, I mean, a production group that comes to mind for sure is Organized Noise.
Fire.
But like with an artist, I'm trying to think like who would I want to hear, because their production, like what they've done with the whole Dungeon Family, Goody Mob, so on and so forth, is just incredible. You know what I mean? Like the music it's like very like Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I'm saying? Like Parliament. You know what I mean? They got all of that like soul, like essence. Mixed in that. I'm trying to think like who would be like an artist. I mean, Yeah, I mean, first artist that comes to mind right now would be, I guess, like Kendrick. I think that would be really, really interesting
Oh, that
on
would
some
be
like organized, like just his style with their style. Like, I think that there could be something really interesting there. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there.
that actually would be a great combination of stuff. Yeah, yeah, yep. That would. Um, Also in the news, though, I don't know if you're a fan. I don't know if you played Street Fighter, but I was a big fan
Yes.
of Street Fighter. So the Street Fighter movie is being made.
Oh,
They're remaking, like, for heads who don't know, the old one that came out in the '90s,
yeah.
and it wasn't the greatest movie. And yeah, it had Jean-Claude Van Damme as Guile, and a lot of shout out to I think it was Raul Julia. That was his last role, and he played M. Bison, and then they
Right.
passed away. So shout out, but it just was not the thing that it
No,
was not
no.
worthy. So they're remaking it. The generation
Make
is
it
past.
proper.
They're doing it again with this generation, and it's I don't know who's directing it, but the lineup is fire.
Okay.
Fire. So first and foremost, there was a super dope. I don't know her name. She's kind of unknown, but she's beautiful. They got a Chun-Li. I saw Chun-Li. She's fire.
Okay.
Jason Momoa is supposed to be playing Blanca. He signed on for Blanca. Like, it's like official. Jason
Okay.
Momoa's on as Blanca. I saw this other super dope martial arts dude sign on for, I think, Scorpion. There's just word today that it looks like it's true. Yesterday it looked like a rumor. Today it looked like 50 Cent confirmed that 50 Cent is going to be playing Balrog.
What?
Yeah, like they're going like hard body, like they're getting big names for these things, man. And like, yeah, I can't remember who was supposed to be playing M. Bison, but it was like somebody dope.
Okay.
I
Okay.
haven't the full cast hasn't been revealed yet, but they're casting it now, and like I just saw like 50 Cent looks like he's gonna be playing
Yeah.
Ball.
Well, I mean, it's about time that he's, in some type of feature. Like, he's been kind of behind the scenes for a while, doing great, and just to kind of, step into, a pretty interesting role. So I'm curious to see how this is going to pan out, man. All right, Street Fighter, let's get
Yeah,
it.
new Street Fighter movie coming out looks dope. And yeah, because the new Mortal Kombat, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I saw it. There's like a second one that's about to drop with Carl Urban playing Johnny Cage and stuff, and it looks like
Oh yeah. Okay.
yeah. There's rumors that the new Mortal Kombat movie is supposed to be like really fire. So yeah. So yeah, they're gonna do a new Street Fighter, and it's supposed to be in the same vein where they get it right and they make a dope ass movie. So exciting news.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, incredible series for sure.
Yeah. That's that '90s action shit. We
Like,
raised
I
on.
wonder if done properly, could it have the potential as like the Marvel Universe type vibes? Like could they have that potential?
Of course they could. Of course they could. Of
Backstories, and there's so much to play with, man. So much.
course they could. If it blows up big enough, of course they could spin off and just have like the lead up stories and stuff for the
Yeah,
individual movies. So
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah. What else is happening? Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna just make a quick thing. I'm not gonna make a big deal of it, but Drake walked out with Morgan Wallen, the country dude, and some people are tripping out because they're saying, "Oh, this dude dropped the N word. Why is Drake walking with them?" But it's like that's just ridiculous because come on, it's hip hop. A lot of people use the N word, and I feel like yeah, this selective and then very kind of hypocritical policing of the N word is
Mhm.
it's kind of ridiculous in this day and age. Like, yeah, like a lot of people shouldn't be saying it, but the dude apologized for it, and he like whatever. So like, I'm not tripping over one white guy saying the N word and then saying sorry for it. I'm not castigating him for the rest of his life. There are a lot worse crimes happening in the world, and
Yeah, for sure.
there's a lot of people saying the N word, and yeah, you're not going after all of them. So
Yeah, like no, like there's a lot of like cherry picking, you know, in terms of like where our energy goes sometimes, you know, and who we hold accountable. Like to me, like first and foremost, like we got to like hold ourselves accountable, right? Because when we don't, that's what gives other people that kind of, you know, permission to act a fool and whatnot, right? Because we're treating ourselves as such, right? So we have to like set a standard um, of engagement, you
Yep,
know. So
absolutely.
and that takes like a lot of work and, you know, decolonizing and whatnot. So, you know, part of it is like I understand why we are what we are, you know. But at the same time, yeah, like to your point, man, it's like, yeah, we have to hold ourselves accountable because this is why we're experiencing what we're experiencing, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. And I also heard that there's a couple other rappers that this Morgan Wallen guy has made appearances with and stuff, and people weren't tripping out. I think it was Gunna. I'm not 100% sure. It was like Gunna or somebody from Migos or something like that, and like nobody was freaking out when those guys made the appearance with them. But Drake does it, and then they're tripping on Drake. You're like, come on, like what? That's ridiculous, man. Like
Yeah.
other rapper, like, come, this is ridiculous. Like, stop being a hypocrite. You're just Drake hating. Like, just don't be silly, because like
Yep.
this dude was chilling with like a black dude like 3 weeks ago, and you didn't freak out. So like, so,
Yeah, yeah, and again, you know, like to me, like all of this stuff, you know, connects with like attention currency. You know, like it's all like designed to just to get people talking and you know, up in arms about something, up in arms all about nothing.
that's it. That's it. And yeah, if they can just take your time and energy and attention for long enough, you're just locked in, and you're just not investing energy into things that you can solve and things that are more within your power and your realm.
Yep,
Yeah, yeah.
that's it, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, in other good and better news, I saw the trailer to the new Power season, the final season of Force, featuring Tommy.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
okay. So
yeah,
when is that dropping again?
September.
I was kind of hoping like July.
Yeah, no, I went. I'm with you. I'm with you. But yeah, yeah. So
Okay, let's get it, man.
so there's two. So the direction of the Power universe as it stands is Tommy's season is going to end with this season 3 of Force, and then Tommy and Tariq are going to have a show together about the future, and they're going to be together in a show called Power Legacy.
Mm.
That's the new spinoff. And then there's going to be a Power Origins spinoff that is about young Tommy and
You
young,
have to. Yeah.
yeah, young Ghost. So
So good. So good.
yeah, that's fire. Yeah,
It's
that's
genius, man. Like, you know, and I'm here for all of it.
yeah. Me too. Me too. It's really great. They're like this. The quality hasn't dropped. Like, it's not like Marvel or DC, to be honest. Like, the quality hasn't dropped in generations of spin-offs of shows
Yeah.
and new levels of storytelling. It's just consistently quality stuff, and they keep expanding the universe in
Yeah.
smart ways with realistic, amazing drama where you're like, yo, man, I'm invested like an old granny with her weekly stories. Like, oh my god, what's happening in the hood this week? Like, it's
Yep.
fantastic, so elite. So, yep, I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, 100%, man. And I definitely, for me, like there's a quality difference between the Power series and BMF. You
Yeah,
know,
that's
like lately I watched like a few episodes and I'm just like, it kind of just seems kind of like redundant. You know what I'm saying? Like
mm,
plots isn't expanding as much as I would like. I'm just losing interest. But the Power series has always have been able to keep that interest going, and the
that's it.
storyline is incredible. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
That's it. They have this perfect balance of not trying to do too much, but also never really like doing the same thing over and over.
Right.
Like it's just really this like you're like, all right, this is like new people come in,
Exactly.
but they're not trying to like copy Godfather, or they're not
Right.
like, oh, they're like now they're selling planes and like they're trying to like they're not super taking over the world.
Yeah.
They're like, slow down, like, and they're like, no, this is realistic. Like
That's it, man. Realistic vibes, man. Yeah.
it's just
All
straight.
right. So we'll look out for that, man. Oh, another event that's coming up that I've never been to, which I want to go this year, is Scratch Bastard.
Oh, you've never been to it?
No, like I've always missed it for whatever reason. So this year I want to make it happen. Want to experience the vibe. Yeah. So do you know when that's happening?
Yeah, I think I saw. Not too long. I think it was July 21st and 22nd, if I remember correctly. So it's not long after. It's not at the end of the month of July, and it's not long after Wu-Tang, but it's early 20s, if I remember correctly.
Got you.
This would be a really good one for you to come to because I saw the lineup. I know DJ Premier is coming.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, DJ. It's like a pretty big lineup this year. I don't know if Pete Rock's coming again, but it's DJ Premier and another big classic DJ, and also Natural Born Killers or Naturally Born Strangers is on it.
Okay.
But they didn't even bill them as Naturally Born Strangers. They bill them as Rich Kid Tona.
Individual. Okay.
So yeah, the lineup looks fantastic.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a point to tap into that. Hopefully, it's all ages, so I can take my kids field trip.
It is. Yes. Usually during the day, there's like families with kids and stuff there. So
that's peace.
Yeah. It totally is. And honestly, they got food, and it's popping. It's like they make it. It's on the hillside, so it's got space and there's tables and stuff. So there's kids there, and you can.
Gotcha.
Like breakdance area.
Okay, that's peace.
Proper. Yeah. So I'll be there. Yeah, I'll be there definitely again this year. I've never actually missed it. I've actually never missed a single one. So.
Okay. All right. So we're definitely gonna make sure we're there, get some footage, live on location type of energy. I think that would be a great place to really capture the essence of like what Toronto culture means to people. So we're gonna make that an appointment and enjoy some good summer fun, man. Scratch Bastard barbecue.
That's real.
Yeah.
Going down into town.
We got to, man. That's
to be there. Yeah, we're gonna represent. So
word, man.
DJ Premier, get ready.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna sign off like that, and we're gonna keep our eyes peeled to new events that's coming up, and we're gonna make sure we're there, man, covering it, man. Toronto in the summer, Reminisce Show every Tuesday.
Yep.
I've been carrying the tradition of saying Kofa, because sometimes we gotta go back and collect what is useful, and we can't forget about Ubuntu, man. I am because we are, man. So we're gonna continue that connection, that vibe. Any last words, Bender?
Just sending love to the people. We're gonna be happy to see them in the streets. Have a good Pride Month. Have a good Juneteenth celebration.
Yep.
Shout out to the culture. Shout out, hey, peace in the Middle East. Straight the fuck up. This man is a madman, warmonger. So may justice reign and may truth be told. So